man versus AI, or chef versus AI.
Man versus I like man versus AI
Here
better.
we go.
That sounds too, sounds like you're cage fighting.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to WTF, where we help you transform food in your kitchen. I'm Janie.
And I'm Roman.
And on this channel, we talk about unique ingredients, techniques, and show you new recipes for your kitchen. And we just want to say, first of all, Happy New Year, 2025.
Happy New Year.
Kicking it off with a brand new episode. And we really had a really interesting response to our last episode that was all about, Roman trying this AI version of a zucchini terrine. We tried it, it didn't work, we were bummed out, but then people left in a comment, they said, well, where's your version? And we're like, we don't have a version of that.
Because it doesn't work?
Yes, but today we are introducing a brand new segment. It's called Chef versus AI, where Roman is going to face off against different versions of AI-generated recipes to show you, can AI cook? And if they can Roman do it better? So, kick it off. Leave it in the comments below after today's episode. Let us know what you think. If you want us to make more of these, we had fun doing it.
Yep.
But let us know what you think. So, on this very first episode of Chef versus AI, we are doing what we called for ChatGPT to create, which was a root vegetable latte in the style of Daniel Humm. I'm killing his name,
but
man, of 11 Madison Park.
They're going to get us in the comments.
All right, so 11 Madison Park, as many of you probably already know, 3 Michelin star restaurant, all vegetarian, incredibly innovative, exciting. So we wanted to see if AI can capture some of that magic. So today, Roman is going to walk you through the AI version of this recipe. All right, Roman, tell us what is in a root vegetable latte.
All right, so this root vegetable latte that ChatGPT sprung up on us is pretty simple, actually. It's a variation of a couple of different root vegetables: sweet potatoes, carrots, and parsnips. And then some accents of maple syrup, some cinnamon, nutmeg, and whatnot. All your, your winter spices.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds really good. When I looked at the recipe, every recipe there's always some glaring issues. So there's a couple of things that I thought maybe would work, maybe would not work. But it wasn't until I actually put the recipe together that I was just like, oh, all right. So let's see how this is going to come out.
All right.
So why don't we just get started right away?
Okay.
All right. So
step number 1.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to roast our root vegetables. So ChatGPT says we're just going to throw our sweet potato in whole, just like this. The idea is to steam it inside, so it's going to roast on the outside and everything is going to cook on the inside. Our parsnips we're going to peel, and carrots. So we'll just quickly peel those real quickly for you.
All right, and what's the roasting time and temp?
So roasting time and temp on this is 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes. That was the first problem that I thought we would snag, as I didn't think it would be enough time to get these vegetables to be very tender so that we could then puree them.
Okay, let's see.
So let's see how that works out. All right, so let's get these in the oven. Our vegetables are roasted, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these down to a couple of manageable pieces, and we're just gonna split this in half.
Right, I see your point about the root vegetables. They still look kind of hard, but the sweet potato looks nice and done.
Sweet potato is nice and done, so that'll add a little bit of softness to it when we mix it. So we're gonna go right into our blender with our carrots and parsnips, and we're gonna scoop out our flesh. See, this one came out really nice. It's really nice and tender. It's kind of what you're looking for all of them. Now, another problem with this recipe that I saw was it says that to blend, and if you needed to smooth it out a little bit, to add a little bit of whatever milk you're gonna use, be it almond milk or oat milk, which is what we're using today, but it doesn't tell you the amount.
Okay.
So. As you can see, it's going to be nothing's happening. It's going to be really hard to get those really hard root vegetables to blend. I'm going to add a little bit of the oat milk, and then we'll try to get some of those vegetables down into that oat milk, and then we'll give it another go. It's catching a little bit, but not too much.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's escaping.
So, trying to get out of there. So what I'm going to do is let's get all that back down into the carafe, and then we'll add a little bit more oat milk. I'm also going to add the maple syrup now.
Interesting,
Yep.
interesting. Okay.
Now we'll give it a couple of turns here and see.
So far I'm not seeing how this is turning into a latte, but we'll see how it goes.
It's the one thing about this recipe is they don't really give you amounts. So right now I'm just going on, feeling and look. It's not really, coming from an inspired recipe from Daniel Humm from 11 Madison, this is not usually the way they would operate down at a 3 Michelin star restaurant.
True. How's that looking, Roman?
Not great.
Okay.
Not great. If you want to take a look in there and see that. A lot of chunks and
looks chunky.
Yeah, very chunky. So we're gonna add a little bit more oat milk. We're gonna try to get this to be pretty smooth. You don't want it to be too liquid either. You know what I mean? Because then you're diluting it, the flavors.
All right, and we're back with some pureed root vegetables, getting ready to make that latte.
Yes.
But first, I'm going to do our weekly promo. And this week's ingredient focus is going to be Foam Magic. So Foam Magic, if you haven't heard of it, it's kind of a great all-purpose foaming agent that creates a really stable water-based foam. So whether it's lattes, whether it's, I don't know, what else do we foam? Like, what do we not foam?
What do we not foam?
Soup,
That's the question.
soup toppings, cocktail toppings, basically anything that you want to foam. As long as it's water-based, you can foam it with Foam Magic. It's pre-stabilized, so that unlike foams made with like VersaWhip or soy lecithin that dissipate really quickly over time, this one you can make, you can keep it in the kitchen, you can actually serve it, and you don't have to worry about, when you're going from kitchen to table, that your foam's already going to be gone. So check out modernistpantry.com, Foam Magic, we'll link it in the description below, so you can check out our many, many, many recipes that feature Foam Magic because it's one of our favorite ingredients.
Yes.
All right. So Foam Magic is not featured today on this particular recipe since ChatGPT does not know about Foam Magic yet.
No.
But we're going to jump right into how do we make this latte from what looks like a pumpkin pie puree to me. All right, let's go back to Roman.
All right, so we have here our milk. We have our puree that we actually took maybe 25 minutes for it to blend. We ended up adding our spices, our cinnamon, our nutmeg, our cardamom and everything right into there. So everything is, all the flavors right into this puree.
Okay, that's a long time to puree.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up our milk, and we just wanna get this, you don't want to get this to a boil, so we're just gonna heat this up. While that's heating up, we're gonna go ahead and get 2 dollops of this. The recipe calls for 2 to 3 tablespoons of the puree into our milk, but we're gonna wait for it to actually heat up before we add that in there. Okay. All right, so we are at temperature right now. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little froth here with our little frother, just to mix that up, okay? And I'm gonna add I'm gonna go ahead and give it 3 tablespoons.
I would say you want a little bit more, right? Because it feels like it's very oatmeal heavy at this point.
Exactly, I feel like it's a lot.
Milk.
So I'm gonna actually go above and beyond the recipe here and add a little bit more, and then we'll just mix that in. This looks very unappetizing to me right now.
I have a hard time thinking that the vegetable puree is somehow emulsifying into this oat milk because there's nothing in it that's going to hold it together or suspend it in any way.
Yes.
So even though you're stirring it up, isn't it all going to pretty much just
I feel like I feel like that's what's happening.
Okay,
but
let's see how it goes.
This is the recipe. We might be ready to go here.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to transfer this into here first.
Now, you may have noticed that normally we would put out 2 cups just for one for Roman and I. But now today we have 4 cups. And
why is that?
And the reason why we have 4 cups is because we actually have a couple special guests in the kitchen.
Oh,
They are not in school. They have nothing to do, and they wanted to come onto WTF today. So we're going to welcome our special guests. Come on in, ladies.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Hello, ladies. Hello, ladies.
All right,
so
come
you guys
on up here and introduce yourselves.
I'm Sophie. And I'm Chloe.
Yes, if you've been watching WTF, you remember Sophie and Chloe from an old episode where we were doing pizza testing. And we can have Cole bring that up for a quick second here, just so we can all see it.
Does it taste like pizza?
It does.
It tastes like regular
pizza.
pizza.
That's a good thing. That's what
Okay.
we're shooting for.
All right, and you can see how much they've grown. We love them, but they are going to try these root vegetable lattes today, and I think we all know how much teenagers love their root vegetables.
Exactly.
So we'll see how that goes.
I'm very excited for you guys to try this.
It doesn't look bad, I will say. It does not look bad.
It doesn't look terrible, actually, to be honest with you.
And I also have not tried this, so this is gonna be like honest reactions all the way around.
All right.
Okay, everyone grab
grab.
one. We're gonna do cheers. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Cheers.
Bottoms up.
All right.
Oh, it's hot. Tastes like water.
That is not
Water and
delicious.
crushed up.
All right.
Okay. So.
What do you think? What do you think, ladies?
It's really
Let's get a
hot.
close in right on their faces.
Very hot.
It burned
Okay.
my mouth and it tasted like water.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not great.
Okay.
all
I would
right.
say it tastes just like oat milk to me.
That's pretty much
Yeah,
what it tastes
I'm not
like to
getting
me.
too
I'm
much
not getting,
of the
Milk.
vegetables.
Except for the chunks you get floating.
Yeah, there's a little
Yeah,
bit
there's
of
some chunks in
chunkiness.
there from not blending very well.
Yeah, not a lot of flavor. I can't taste the maple syrup or any of this, really any of the
Any of the
spices.
spices at all.
It's super watered down. Yeah, I would say I would give this AI recipe a pass. What do you guys think?
Definitely pass.
Okay.
Pass.
Definitely
Pass.
pass. Now, Roman's challenge, of course, is to improve upon this recipe.
I don't think it's going to be very hard, to be honest with you.
So stick around for next week's WTF, where we're going to do all of Roman's version of the root vegetable latte. So until next week, from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie,
And I'm Roman.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Sophie.
and we transform
Food.